Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Yeah, my hair looks a little weird. I thought I would just turn my head over and kind of make it wild today. I washed it. Just something a little different. I used to do it this way a good bit when it was longer. And Amber did my roots really dark, which is called like a dirty blonde or something. I just can't decide if I like it or not. What do you think? You like it blonde? You like it dirty blonde? Or you really don't care? Yeah, I don't know how well this is gonna go today, but it looks real pretty in the back because it's just stacked up in layers on the back. So, but it's something different and it's clean and everything. So I don't watch while I drink this sinful diet drink with aspartame in it. I am limiting myself to one a day. And I'm back on my goal to get completely off of them. But it's hard. I'm glad I don't drink alcohol. You're not following, are you? Okay. Well, usually when I start out like this, we're going to get Mama Love, and we are. Was supposed to have taken her to the eye doctor yesterday, and I got up with a really bad tummy. And so Jessica took her for me because he's now closed. He's not in Birmingham, or we're going to an office where he's not in Birmingham anymore. I'm having a hard time getting used to looking at myself with this hair like this. But I'll probably look back when I'm editing the video later and say, what was you thinking? What was you thinking? So, but her medicine is ready. We have to go to another town to get her Eliquis because my drugstore doesn't carry it, blah, 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 blah. And so since Jessica took her yesterday, I thought, well, I'm gonna take this time to take her out and get her some lunch and just spend some time with her, because Jessica took her to the cemetery Saturday, Dinah took her Sunday, and I can tell that she's ready for me to take her somewhere. So just getting her out makes her feel so much better. My blood sugar's coming way down. I've been in the 130s and 140s, which 130 is, you know, what they want you to top out at. And so it was 140 before I ate supper last night, and I waited 2 hours and it was 141, which is great. OMG, I got me that air fryer. And if y'all have been using one and you've got fantastic recipes, send them on. Send them either in my email, even though I'm horrible with my email. Send them on to me. Tell me what works so good for you. I fixed wings and drumettes last night. Wonderful. Then it says you could, what I've got to be careful of is with the sauces with it. But I've got some sugar-free barbecue sauce. But last night, John just mixed us up a little bit of ranch dressing and some Frank's hot sauce, which I know both of those have sugar in it. But I barely dipped the end of mine in it, just to get a tiny taste. So, and then like I said, my blood sugar was just at 1 point. And so then today, this morning, it was like 131 when I got up. And see, sometimes mine is higher in the mornings. But I did start on Trulicity. But listen, guys, I have a friend. He's a good friend from high school, and he is so into metabolic health. And he's so right. And it's so hard to do. And he's really been a cheerleader for me. And sometimes I listen and do, and sometimes I listen and don't do, but I always listen. And he sends me all kind of videos, but y'all, the more and more and more I'm studying, and this is what he wants me to be. He wants me to be a cheerleader for metabolic health because he knows the audience that I've got. And I have been listening to a podcast on the Diet Doctor, and oh my goodness, I've just listened to this endocrinologist, and I can't say her name right off, but I'll try to list it below. She believes that we can reverse almost all health problems with good metabolic diet, and that's like keto, but it's like limiting those things that makes your gut sick. Leaky gut, I am sure that I've had it or have it because of problems with the autoimmune. So I'm just praying, God, you help me, help me. This is what I was doing before when I lost the 22 pounds, and I have gained 10 of those 22 back. That's all. That's enough. But that happened after Dave died. Dana, oh my gosh, and y'all love Dana's testimony. Oh, it makes me so happy. And he and I, he is, I believe he could be a gypsy, but the man stays on the go all the time. You'll never catch him just sitting at home, unless maybe it's 10 o'clock at night. But I told him we're going to start scheduling a time for us to get together, because there is so much. But listen, the problem is going to be getting us to sit still and to minister and to talk without getting up and shouting, because we have that effect on each other. There may be a lot of tongue talking during those times, because I'm telling you, we're almost like twins. We're still very different, but oh, God is just, I mean, he is 68, and I can just see where God's growing him. And he's lost like 85 pounds now. Lay your hands on me, brother. What, y'all would think y'all had a whole new vlogger if I lost 85 pounds. And I have 85 pounds to lose. So y'all'd be like, we used to remember a vlogger that looked a lot like you and sounded like you, but you don't look like her. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that be wonderful? I know people that watch my videos that live locally have to think, oh my gosh, she gets on here and does this for the world to see, and I don't care. I don't care. If they know me personally, they know this is the way I act in real life. So oh my gosh, see, squirrel moments, metabolic, going to get mother, Dana's testimony. Another funeral. I go by a big cemetery when I go there. Another funeral going on. God be with the family. Let me just take this opportunity to say I'm Suzanne Light. If you're happening up on this today, just because the Lord sent you there, subscribe. I promise if you don't like me, you can unsubscribe. But I still have about 45% of people watching me that are not subscribed. So hit that subscribe button. I'm going in to get Mary Faye, and we'll be back shortly.
Oh, I know now what I was going to tell you a while ago. This little girl right here, I told her, her hair, here we go.
Mother, she's not getting it cut short.
I don't mean short. I mean run
No,
down that like that.
she don't want it that short.
Well, why not?
Because she don't want it that
only
short.
want about this much. The dead end's cut off.
Oh,
About
well,
this
get your
much.
dead ends cut off. That'll hurt
I
too.
told her it
They'll
would make her
bleed.
entirely happy if I asked Cherie to chop it off right in front of her tomorrow.
I know.
You better not. I would have a.
Well,
kind-
you know you
what
would be at.
What kind of fit?
Have it cut, chopped off.
I know. This little girl, she just said, she ain't going to get it cut because she's young enough to wear it long like Ashley.
It does need to be colored though.
I think
Yeah, it does need to be colored.
needs a little something trimming it up.
She's going to trim it up. So.
I'll tell you what you do. You go home. You go and put butter beans
Maybe
on it.
today I'll color it at home. And then I might ask Cherie if she can trim the
Yeah.
inside. I don't think she'd mind to do
No,
it.
no.
And then you'll get to see it and you'll be so happy.
Yeah.
Be praising Jesus.
Watch his foot.
She said you'd be praising Jesus.
She'll be right there saying, you need to cut a few more inches off.
Yeah, she would. She would.
I'd
Bye.
have something to say. Yeah, I would.
You would have something to say.
I've got
She
the
don't want it short, Mama.
I don't mean short.
See, they like to wear their hair pulled up like Ashley. Do you see how long Ashley's is?
Well, maybe I.
That's the style. These girls wear their hair pulled up like that.
Well, I'm
That's a
gonna
big
tell her-
thing.
I'm gonna come back and say you. pull your hair up.
You do whatever you want to
I've
because you
told her
take
that
good
a
care of me.
dozen times, so she knows what I say don't count.
Look who I got in the car.
Did you see the roses?
I did. I was fixing to comment on
I
them.
wish we could get some of them, but they've got so many stickers on them, you think?
Yeah. Look, everybody, I'm sure they're glad to see you. You gonna wave at them?
Who is it?
YouTube right here in my phone. Right here.
Oh, hey! I didn't know where I was at. I thought I was on a horse.
You thought she was on a horse. Oh, Lord, she has been a pistol ball. I'm telling you. We're going to pick up part of her drugs.
I'm one of them that drinks a lot.
Yeah. They're making marijuana legal, so that's real good for you, Mama.
Yeah.
Well,
Let them fix
and
it.
we don't have to sneak around and buy it anymore for you.
Lord have mercy.
Get you some medical Mary Jane.
Yeah, that's what I'll get. Then I'll get me a fence like that.
So somebody, and I won't name any names, was saying one time that so-and-so really liked the medical marijuana because it was so much more concentrated. And I went, whoa, 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 whoa. Where did so-and-so get medical marijuana? Oh, they bought it from a person that's got a prescription for it. And I was like, OMG. I don't even want to know about it. Don't even tell me about it.
That's never been my thing. No kind of whiskey or
Well, now
anything.
they do say that marijuana is good in situations for terminally ill people or people with different kinds of things. But we know, just like everything else, it will be abused. And
Yeah, of course.
and people, we laugh because I told John, I said, there's more people that's got it growing on their land than people realize.
And they think it's butter beans.
No, they don't think it's butter beans. They know what it
I'm
is.
talking about the other folks that don't.
Oh, that sees it.
They'll be out there big and getting them.
Well, I wouldn't know what it is. I've never been.
Me either.
So,
I haven't seen any
somebody was saying at the church that somebody had walked through one of the functions we had, and they said they thought they said they smelled marijuana, and I said, well, good Lord, they could have been smoking it next to me, and I wouldn't have known because I don't even know what it smells like.
I've never heard of it.
I am totally in the dark about all that stuff.
I've never been. I have tried one time to take a little cup, and I thought one little taste of it was enough to put me out.
Marijuana's what you smoke, Mama.
I know, but I know that. But I was talking about where they'd have these little
Parties and stuff.
Parties.
You're talking about like moonshine and whiskey and
just over where we used to go dance.
yeah,
And,
V and F and W.
You know what? That over there where we danced, that was one of the best places that ever was for this whole country because there was no meanness over there.
And I wouldn't say it was one of the best places for this whole country. That may be a little bit of a stretch. It was a good place for you to go, though, wasn't it? To
It was
fellowship.
at that time.
Yeah, it was an outlet, and there wasn't no.
And I'd come home with Roy or somebody.
Yeah, and there wasn't no
Oh, and I had more fun there.
because it was a very well-run place.
The reason I had fun is because all of them women wanted Roy. And Roy always loved me. But it wasn't no lovey-lovey.
It was friendship love.
Always. He told me, he said, first time he ever seen me, first girl he ever seen in his life. he told us that later on after I got
That's so funny.
But we was at St. Ree when I was going to the mailbox.
And you
he said
were
he was coming out.
Probably in your early 20s.
Yeah. He said, see me coming. He said, there's a prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life. But me and Roy was always friends. And it was.
Mother had several good guy friends through the years.
What we'd do, we'd go over there and we'd all dance and do what we want to do, sit and talk. And then over here we go, and they'd get all of them old gals with 900 pins all over them. They look like an idiot. And Roy would be going out, and I'd go up there and get a hold of his arm.
She'd make all them other women think that she's with him, you know.
I would with him,
And all
then
she's
we'd get out,
doing-
he'd get in his car, and I'd get in mine.
That's funny.
I don't know whether he ever knew I was doing that or not. I was doing it on my own.
No, that was a good outlet for you at that time.
Yeah. I can't remember. Suzanne, they've got all these places fixed.
Yeah.
I want to see how many people we find walking. I never come through here and I don't think about that.
Putting sidewalks down our little podunk downtown, and I can't even get a street light outside my house. my mayor goes to church with me. He said that would be showing partiality. And I was like, no, it's not. It's lighting up the road. But we've put sidewalks all down the middle.
Look good,
Well, for who to see? It's not like people.
Somebody was saying it. So Suzanne said, "Who in the devil's going to?"
That's all right. John and I'll go to these neat little towns, little historic towns. They'll be so pretty, and he'll say, "Looks just like our little town." I'm like, "No, it doesn't either." It's a joke that we say it because we'll go places and they'll have little historic buildings and restaurants in them, and a beautiful little courthouse, and we're like, "We ain't got nothing. We got a Walmart." The Walmarts. So Mother went to see Dr. Sapp yesterday. He's her buddy.
I like him.
And of course you can't see when she leaves there. But she said he had asked about me, and I said, I'm going to have to go next time because he ain't got to see me in the last. Me and him like each other. We just talk up a storm. So
you don't even know I'm there.
Oh, we do.
If he didn't have a girl to bring him that thing to put in my whatever's in my eye, they'd never know I was there.
That is not true. That is not true.
Oh, Lord, Virginia, you and him have got a thing now. There's no doubt. He loves to talk to you.
Yeah, we like to talk, but I'm not sure we got a thing.
Oh, I don't mean a thing. I mean,
he's a nice daughter, and he loves Mother. He loves her. He takes good care of her, and I would recommend him to anybody because he is so kind and he treats his patients like real people. You don't see that everywhere.
And he just like he talks to Jessica, just like she. Someone even paid her no attention.
Yep. You don't find a lot of doctors like that. Some doctors, they just whirl you in and whirl you out.
He sits there back down there, we're talking to us.
Yeah. I think you amaze him. He's probably always wondering what you're going to say next. So am I.
I bet he thinks, what is it coming up now?
So somebody told me again the other day on one of my comments that I talk over you all the time.
Well, that was perfect, all right.
Well, you've got to understand mine and Mother's rapport with each other. We're just battering.
It's just like we're saying.
Bantering. It's called bantering, isn't it? Bantering. Yeah. Yes. When you're just back and forth. And both of our brains work the same way. And so we're constantly, now let me just tell you, on our Christmas video this past year, if my nephew ever explained anything in truth, he did. He told my great niece's boyfriend, he said something, we were talking about something, he said, we're really not interested in what somebody's going to say next because we're automatically thinking about what we're going to say next. So we're not really interested in what you're saying. We're already thinking about how we're going to respond. So that's what she and I both do that. We are both just working off of each other. And if God knows, I have given this woman the greatest respect in the world. I have never disrespected her.
No.
And so if I was going to do it to be disrespectful,
she'd run me plumb in the river.
I would. But I am trying to watch. And the thing is, she never shuts up. I have to grab her.
That's why the good Lord gave me a mouth.
So I'm sorry if I offend you and you think I talk over her, but it's just our banter back with each other.
It is. That's just natural with us.
It is. And it's kind of what our family does. We're always kind of just jaw-jacking at each other.
Every one of us has got to tell.
And listen, you get Dana in there, you can't say a word because he's going to have the conversation and it's going to be funny and I'm going to laugh. He did so good at Sunday School Sunday, and I put his testimony on here, and they've watched it, and they think he did so good. I was really so proud of him. The pastor's so tickled to have him there. And he said the girls from the City of Lights, the ones that live down there, said when the first Sunday that he came down and got in the altar and kind of danced around, just shout, he'll just walk everywhere. Said them girls said, "Woo, we love that guy coming down here. We love him coming down here shouting," and they loved him. So I've got to tell him that. Pastor told me that today.
He'll be bouncing the next one.
They were like, "Ooh, we like him. He's got freedom to worship." So, but yeah, that's just the way our family kind of is. So if I offended you, I'm sorry, but it's gonna happen again.
It'll happen again, yeah.
It will will happen again. This thing is just jarring today for some reason.
We're just kind of odd people.
Well, we're just reeds, and that's just the way it goes at our house. Well, that's true. That's true. This one talks just like her daddy did. He had a story, and Dana does too. He had a story for everything, and I wished we'd had videos back then.
It would have been something.
Oh my gosh!
And a lot of his was true.
Yeah, he hoboed.
Yeah,
he jumped trains and hoboed, and so he used to tell us about Marblehead.
That was something.
Marblehead was a scarecrow, and it came alive, and we've always wanted to hear Papa tell us about Marblehead, and now I don't even have it. I wished I did. So, but he was really some of the last formal storytellers.
Bullshooter.
Well, the way that history has been passed down through the years is people sharing stories, and then those stories going forward.
That was something that went on in our house all the time.
Oh yeah.
And guitars and playing music.
Oh yeah, they played music and sang.
My
and
person
everything.
loved to play.
I'm trying to think what beach city it is in California where the homeless have taken over. They can't even walk.
What is it?
It's one of the beach cities in California. The homeless have taken over the whole strip.
Well, like I heard a little bit about
It's
that.
not San Diego. Y'all probably will know but they have taken over, and they used to skate down through there. It was a big place to skate, and they can't do any of that. So, and you can't force them. I mean, you can't plow down the tents with them in it,
Well, it looks to me like they come on where they're not supposed to, that you could.
Well,
Like say for instance,
I guess you would.
In my yard looks like we could tell him to move it out.
Well, I guess you could arrest them, but then what are you going to do when they come out?
Come back, you in.
Come back and do most of the homeless people are harmless though.
Yeah, they are.
There are people that have just fallen bad on their luck. There's a lot of mentally ill people, and there are some dangerous people in there.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my gosh, my brother Dana was doing street ministry in Birmingham for a while. We have a big park where the courthouse is called Lynn Park, and he and some more people were fixing breakfast, fixing coffee, and I think they were picking up. No, they cooked some of it. Seems like they cooked biscuits. They fixed food for them early on Sunday mornings. He did this for a long time, and they would take it in to the people who sleep there in the park and give them hot coffee and food to eat. And he would do all of that, then come back home and teach Sunday school. I don't know how he did it, but like I told you, he's a go-getter. So they came upon this couple that was there that needed to get to North Alabama. And Dana said you could tell that they were different, that they were not your typical homeless people. Well, he got to talking to them, and they just had gotten out at the bus station. That's as far as their ticket would take them. The bus station's closed down there, the Greyhound. And so he offered to drive them to North Alabama after church. He told them they'd have to go to church with him. This is when he was going to the other church. And then he'd take them. I was like, thank you, Lord, that they didn't slit his throat when he got them in the car. But they told him that they had been staying in an empty building somewhere in Birmingham, and that they were afraid to go back and get their stuff, but they had all their stuff there. And he's like, well, why are you afraid? And he said, the lady told him, said, there are 2 twins that live there, and they're mentally ill, and they run through that building and they attack people all the time. Can you imagine living that life? And so Dana took me, he said he prayed, Lord, don't let them demonic twins come out. Because they told him they thought they were demon possessed. Said they would just cut themselves, and that sounds just like in the Bible. Oh, to think that's living over there that's in any city, But Dana got their stuff out. He made them go to church with him. And then afterwards, he took them to North Alabama, and they told him exactly, and he got them home to their family. I said, only Dana would do that.
But that little boy, if he ain't a character.
Oh, he was so
That
sweet.
is the most intelligent child I have ever seen at that age.
I need to insert some pictures and maybe some of the video. I may do a separate video. I may do that. Of his K4 graduation, which he's really not graduating K4. You know, he's 4, but he's not ready to go to kindergarten. But he'll go through the graduation again next year. He's going to be so confused. He's going to think you graduate from every grade. But they just let all of them graduate.
What does he do now when he's over there?
At school? Oh, they have curriculum they work with him.
Is he taking care? Is he doing good with it?
Yeah. And you can let them go whole days or half days. I think the school just goes half days. And then it's like just typical daycare after that.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, this next year he'll be in K4 and then he'll be in kindergarten the next year. And he ain't big as a poot.
No, I'm standing there counting from up to.
Oh, he counted to 50 for me the other day.
Well, he counted when I was over there.
So if it's 5, he'll say 50, 51, 51. And I said, no, it's 50. 5 stands for 50. Oh, he'll say, oh. But he was sitting, I put it in the video, he was sitting over there going, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. And so I said, did you learn that at school? And he said, yeah. And then they sang it at the graduation yesterday. Oh, yeah. Oh, he does his mouth so big, he'll go, thank you.
I know, I've seen him do that too.
I don't know where he gets that big mouth from, do you?
I know, I don't have a clue.
Everybody thinks he looks just like me.
He's got a mouth.
Okay. It's telling me to stop.
Farts out of
Did
me.
you hear it?
Yes, I did. That thing's got more sense than we have.
It's got more sense than me. They stopped kind of suddenly there, didn't they? It was like, stop, you idiot. We came into this restaurant and it's full of state troopers.
Thank God was they pretty.
I told him that she was worried about coming in here because she might be on a billboard somewhere in the post office. I wish one of them come over here and arrest you.
It's a good thing. I'm as old as I am. I'd be sitting over there.
You'd be over there getting away.
I don't have a chair over here.
So if they come over here and arrest you, you'll say, oh, take me with you, officer.
You just said that I'm as old as I am. And there's a whole bunch of police over there. And a lot of other people.
I think you need to make a formal arrest.
Yeah, this is good.
That's what you wanted.
Like I said, old for quick. But they're like this.
That's what she's wanting is a formal arrest.
I shouldn't have put those handcuffs.
That's right over her head.
Is that y'all going down? Making rackets.
Oh.
And did you know what? I don't have not one friend alive.
That's true.
Not one, but everyone dead.
She, my daughter bought her a little book that says all my friends are dead. But she, when she was a little girl, this is how far back it goes, she ran out to meet her brothers and sisters coming in from school, and she got hit by a T-model. And it was so high.
Not many people can say
that.
Ran over by a Model T4.
No. And it was so high, and it just knocked her, it really just knocked her down, and it went right under. She saw every bit of it go up over. Isn't that amazing?
I tell you what, I always have a good time everywhere I went. But I just always have admired good looking men. I know so. Even when
Listen.
You haven't seen any today.
when I was, and they all look good for some reason now.
She
Now that I've gotten
likes
older, they all look
good-looking
good.
men now that she's older and past the dating, because she wouldn't have another one after my daddy died. She's lived by herself for 39 years.
It's just my grandpa, he's low 80s, but I love just talking to him about like what things were like.
Yeah, just like I tell the kids, I said, y'all haven't got an idea. We used to stand down in Dora and watch the plane go by with all those boys going on.
The soldiers.
Yeah.
World War II.
Wave at them and they'd
You were
take
like
them,
in
wave at them.
20s.
And remember.
And she remembers the rationings, and she said their car, they just had to pull it up under they had a real tall front porch.
Like full service stations,
What, honey?
service stations that were full service.
Oh, I saw some of it, not many, because we was not very goable at that time. Times was hard. Now, we usually had a car of some sort. But I know things are different, and it's just the weirdest thing. When I see these young people, they don't have a clue.
But the last 10 years, have you seen more change in 10 years than you ever have?
I've seen it, everything. Everything's just not anything compared to the way we live. I mean, well, it don't really need to be. Some of them.
Well, we're pretty spoiled.
But
Yeah,
I'll
we
tell
are.
you one thing is what I see. I know. I think I get what you're talking about. The kids weren't as bad then as they are now. Now that's a fact.
Right. Well, drugs
That's
wasn't, and
what
drugs
I
is the downfall of.
Well, the respect more than anything.
Yeah,
Parenting.
Your
yeah.
mama told you
No
something back in them
parenting.
days, you set you up down.
I have a good-looking man magnet with me. If there's a good-looking man, she gonna walk up to him. That whole table of police officers were over there. She stopped, and I had to say something because I had her by the arm, and she literally stopped. But thank you to all of you wonderful guys, and Lee Mobley. I just met him. He stood here and talked to us. This super nice guy from Hamilton, Alabama. And he stopped and talked to us. And I was telling him about me teaching on there and everything. He was totally intrigued with all the things that she had lived in, all the eras and the things that she had seen. So it's so nice. Our police get such a bad rap. They do, and they're just good, ordinary people like us. Yeah, there's some bad ones in there, just like there's bad people with us. There's bad educators, there's bad lawyers. But it was interesting to walk in with that many state troopers. Mother's little radar went off. Ding, 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 ding. She's like, I cannot stop with this many good-looking men. Oh my God, she is such a good-looking man magnet. Now we can't eat, right?
Yeah, well, I'm jumping right.
Oh, you talking about, hold on, I just thought of her name.
She got out and take sunbaths with that clothes
In the
on,
nude.
and the boys nearly run their way.
Let's see. Tallulah.
Tallulah
Bankhead.
Tallulah Bankhead.
She was a movie star.
Yep.
She was from this town in Jasper, Alabama. Now that Mother's drove me crazy and brought up her name, and and when I get a name going, I have to think of it. It'll drive me crazy. Yeah, Mama had her a time in there. There was about four tables of state troopers. She had every one of them eating out of her hand.
They wasn't good.
Why, they were too. They walked up. You walked up and just stopped at their table, and I'm like, well, I think we're stopping. And they started grinning at you, and I said, she's
They
90.
haven't come around and hugged me for you.
I said, she's 94, guys. I'm like, this is the reason we're
Keep that
stopping.
out of your mouth. Next time.
Well, I had to come up with a reason why we were stopping to talk to
You're
her.
having me.
It's like,
Who
well,
else
hi.
Who else is dragging a war out of woman?
Hi. I know we're stopping at your table, but she stopped.
I just said, look at them pretty man.
Yeah, look at them pretty men. Oh, Lord Jesus. You sure are a man hunter to be, because you, in your 50s, you wouldn't have one.
Well,
or
I
your
would have if I
60s.
could found the right one.
Oh,
well, I was
you
in
would
a
not. You
different-
didn't give anybody a chance.
No, that was my problem. And, but
You'd been burnt so bad, you couldn't get
that's
over
exactly
the
what, you know what?
the
people-
smell of smoke, could you?
Did you know people can ruin each other?
Well, sure they can.
They can literally ruin. Now, he didn't ruin me because I did have some good time, you know.
Had a good.
But just with different people.
This is the old Tallulah Bankhead house. She was a movie star probably in the 30s or 40s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
1930s, I
Yeah, this is the one, and we have a highway called Bankhead Highway named after the Bankheads. They were real rich, but this is the house where Mother said she used to sunbathe in the back. But she was quite a character. You can look up Tallulah Bankhead and see some of her, some stuff about her. But she lived in this is in the old part of downtown Jasper, Alabama.
Oh, is this the old part, the old town?
Look at these trees, how big. You can tell the magnolias and all. Let me see if we can get around to the side of the house. But this is going into it from the side. Yeah. Oh, we got somebody behind us. And this is the old Bankhead house, William Brockman Bankhead, which is now they carry different kind of memorabilia from Alabama. They do different kind of displays and all. I want to show you this house over here. It takes up a whole city block. It's gorgeous, yes. It's just, I mean, they've got so much greenery, I guess to protect it, you know, from the main road and everything, but it does take up a whole city block. Yeah, some real pretty bungalows and all here. But this is still that same house place, and the house is just inside and all of that growth, and it takes a whole block. And this one's done the same way toward the road by planting a lot of shrubbery and covering it up. But there's some pretty places through here too. I always like to show y'all pretty houses. Uh-huh.